All right, Black Red Aristocrats. Tomorrow is Twitch Rivals. My deck list is due. Hey, Will Franco, thanks for the brand new tier 1 sub. Welcome to Hoaglandia. I appreciate the support. Tomorrow is Twitch Rivals. Deck lists are due. Deck lists are due 25 hours from now. So 1 p.m. Central deck lists are due tomorrow. This is one of the decks that I loved that just like wasn't quite good enough against lots of Wicked Wolves everywhere. So let's play some games. Have I played any ranked yet this season? I think this might be. We played a little bit of ranked this season, right? I think. Thanks for the biddies, Beetle. Now that Oko's banned, we go back to complaining about Teferi. Yep. Leyline in the side for the mirror. Yeah, maybe. I could see that being a thing. I could definitely see Leyline. I could see decks like this one being popular enough that it's worth playing Leyline. Oh, magic. Feels like home. Yeah, this hand's great. I think we're going to bottom the Witch's Oven here. We can go tapped land, mountain, Stormfist into this, hopefully. Sounds great. Deckmaster doesn't seem to want to load. You do have a sword with your shield, PK Jeff. Try and reload this here. Thanks for the 23 Gonzala. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Alabek, thanks for the 11 months. Appreciate you keeping me around. Untapped red swords, please. Oh, any untapped land is fine. So we drew Mayhem Devil here. Could we play Oko-less Teamer Walkers? Is that a thing? I suppose we could try that. That deck really kind of leaned on Once Upon a Time to always have a turn 1 dork. You wanna eat some food, opponent? Are your geese hungry? Would you like to eat some food? Is Deckmaster working? My Deckmaster doesn't appear to be working. Oh wait, I think I know why. I think I know why. Maybe. Nope.
I'm good at what I do, and what I do about. It seems fortune favors you.
I think I'm just playing Chandra here.
Chandra Nalar, Pyromancer extraordinaire.
Deckmaster's working for you?
Friends. Oh, the day is yours.
Deckmaster appears to just be empty for me currently. I'm not sure why it's not working. Hey, thanks for the 2 months, Black Lotus. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, where is the enable output log? No, detail logs enabled. So that is not the current issue. Witch's Oven here lets me cook an elemental and gain a little bit of life here, which is nice. My extension claims it cannot connect to the Deckmaster server. Deckmaster isn't working on other streams either. Their server might just be down. It says it found my log and it just can't connect to their server, so. We do have wonderful borderless food here. If they have a Mayhem Devil, we're probably dead. Thanks for the 11 months there, Johnny the Combo Player. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. So, Deckmaster, if Pino, we're talking about the mouse over cards. If you're talking about being able to see the deck list, that's Stream Decker. Yeah, it looks like the opponent's playing the Jund Sacrifice deck. Leans on Trail of Breadcrumbs here. They're in the tank, so I assume they don't have a Mayhem Devil. Oh, Magic players. Oh, Magic players. I've missed this. Tank, best possible play. Tank, best possible play. If that's not peak Magic player, I don't know what is. Oh. Really need a Devil of our own here. Don't mind if it does. Don't mind if it does. Oh, look, a Devil of our own. That'll do, Peg. That'll do. I'm meditating here.
Hey, these little guys are great.
We win now? I don't know, probably. Redcap Melee and Lava Coil both sound great. Bonecrusher Giant does not kill their devil, so I want to get rid of that. These adventure cards are also kind of medium in the face of Oven. How do we feel about, like, boarding in Chandra here as a way to just, like, generate some sustained card advantage? I feel like I don't hate that, especially on the draw. If I expect them to have Corvald, this card seems a little bit slow. Maybe we just do this. Let's give this a try. Cause it's a sneeper keeper, do 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 do, sneep papa, keep papa, do 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 do, do 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 do. Really hoping to draw an untapped land here. Huh? How do you feel about Baked Goose? I think I like Baked Goose here. I don't know. Like, they could still Vraska next turn regardless. I'd go either way there. Yeah, if they have, like, a Mayhem Devil, I'd rather save the claim to kill a Mayhem Devil here, potentially. I prefer my goose boiled. Thanks for the 11 months, Greg. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Playing this out if we untap with it gives us the best chance to hit our third untapped land next turn. Yeah, I mean, if they core vault here, it's not that big of a deal, though, right? Because, like, they're sacrificing 2 things beforehand, and then they eat the goose. All right, yeah, there's a devil. Okay, so their oven's gonna prevent us from getting to use their Mayhem Devil against them, but we'll still kill their Mayhem Devil with the Claim the Firstborn, so that's fine. They have not pushed the client performance patch yet. That's supposed to be coming, on Thursday, along with the historic release. Rest of our hand here is pretty good. We got Mayhem Devil to go with, Yep. We talked, someone was just talking about this too. It's very, very possible this is a card we just want in our sideboards for these cat mirrors. This card, in fact, this card might just be good in this format in general, in a world where... Oh, I messed up. This isn't Rest in Peace. It doesn't exile our existing graveyard. I could have waited to bring this back and gotten the Mayhem Devil trigger. Would I rather have Priest or Mayhem Devil live? I think I'd rather have Priest live, so I'm going to lead on Mayhem Devil. Innocent Smith, thanks for the 38 months. Yes! In the world of meaningless metrics, we did cross 46 million views today, so that was fun. I'm surprised they have this card in against us. It's really bad against Oven. Because they don't get a thing now. Yeah, Grafdigger's Cage sounds super playable. Thanks so much for the notes on Grixis Control and Pioneer. All hail new standard, right, mana symbol? Thanks for the support. Welcome back. 2242, thanks for the 7 months. Yep. Won't lie, I'm a pretty great pyromancer. So we get in for 1 here, we bake some elementals. Yeah, so for people wondering the interaction there, not only does the Murder Strider not go on an adventure if I sack the creature, but my opponent also doesn't lose life. It's worth noting. Yep, yeah, the fact that Mayhem Devil is not a dice trigger, but a sax trigger means that it works with Leyline in play still, which is great.
Consider this bridge burned.
Yep. Nice, congrats, gamers. Third Murder Strider's pretty good. So we're a little bit ahead on board right now. Definitely anybody's game. If they rip like a core vault, for instance, we could be in trouble. Whenever I'm supposed to board out some of this card in the mirror, if I'm expecting them to have ley lines, I think that's what we do. I think Oven's good enough with Claim the Firstborn that that's worth keeping. I'm gonna grab a swamp here, so that way if we draw a castle, we can activate the castle and still, Murder's Rider is a trigger. So because they sacked the Rider to the Oven, I get to go ahead and double shoot this Goose here, which is great. So they'll make a food with this. Let me get to smack them for 4. They're still a removal spell away from being in this game, so we're ahead, but it's not over. Second ley line, yep. Not particularly good. Are they dead if they don't sack a food this turn? We hit them for 4, and then we go sack, sack, sack. Yeah, they needed to eat food that turn. Moving on up. Whoa! Look at all of our wild cards. That was such a good match win. Match win got us 4 mythic wild cards. On point, chat. On point. Ooh, what an epic win. Do we want some ley lines to the board too? I don't know. In. It wasn't you that won, it was the player base that won. Lol. We're back. I don't know what to play instead of 4 main deck Noxious Grasp now, right? Yeah, the overlay's down, Jin. Finally back to arena and the overlays down. Tilt. It's weird seeing turn 1 Goose and not having this intense feeling of hatred. There's the part where they go Land Massacre Girl. Oh, Land Massacre Girl's not even that good, right? Because I sack Cauldron Familiar in response. This was supposed to be over! I wasn't supposed to get Wicked Wolfed anymore, chat. I wasn't supposed to get Wicked Wolfed anymore. I thought I didn't have to live in fear of the big bad wolf. I was wrong. Get gobbled, yep. Wicked Wolf still Deece, turns out. I've missed you, Rankles. I've missed you. You're my favorite hasty fairy. The bestiest, tastiest fairy there ever was. The bans were good. They did what they needed to do. I didn't think they would do it. They actually did it. Sounds great. So I'm not attacking with this cat. And if you're not attacking with the cat, you should always wait to bring it back. Smart on their part, waiting till the oven was down to do that. That's fine. Because we could draw Mayhem Devil. Now we're going to bring the cat back and jam Rankle here. Yes, they banned a current set mythic for the first time in the history of Magic is accurate. This is going to hit them for 5 effectively. Because it's going to let us both draw a card and lose a life. It's going to make them sack a creature. Which the Murderous Midnight Reaper will then make them lose a thing. And then Cauldron Familiar is going to come back as well. I've got Bonecrusher Giant lying in wait here for next turn. Jace the Mind Sculptor was legal for a very long time. So was Marvel. Marvel and Jace are the cards people always bring up, and both those cards were standard legal for a while. I think Oko's fine in Pioneer. I would be pretty happy with a I'd be pretty happy with the 1-span in Pioneer though. Wow, just straight up traded. Bad murder. Get got. Sure. If you attacked with the Crusader, they would have had to double block, and you would have killed Midnight, Rewriter, and make them sack the wolf. I don't want the Crusader to die. I want my Crusader to live for another turn. Now, this turn, I think we're attacking with the Crusader. So I'm going to bring the cat back on their turn now this time. So I think I'm attacking with the cat next turn. I can double Chandra and kill them, right? Because they're going to take 1 from this, 1 from this, and then these make 4 hasty power. Or we can just do that. This way I don't have to show them these cards. I remember Jeff calling once upon a time a 4-of in every green deck in every format the moment it was spoiled. Yeah, I believe my exact words were, whatever this card is pre-ordering for, it's not enough. I believe something approximately that is how I described it. I don't know exactly what they're doing. They're kind of mid-rangey. I don't know that I want to pull all the way up to Chandra Theater on the draw. Murderous Rider and Noxious Grasp seem on point here. Claim the Firstborn. They have Murderous Rider. They have Goose. Wicked Wolf is too big to get claimed. Is the third claim the trim here? I think the third claim is the trim here. Or the fourth claim. Go down to just 3. I think the green sources are so free to splash that, like, playing it with no green sources would be a pretty big punt, but you can play it with very little green sources. The bans are live on Arena. Your wild cards are refunded. The bans are here. Rejoice, my children. Stormfist Crusader was an excellent draw here. Gives us something to do on, too. Yeah, credit where credit is due, which is the Coast did very, very well with this banless implementation. Very, very pleased with their rollout. Yeah, historic as a format, and the cards get added on Thursday's update. We're supposed to get a performance patch then as well. So is everyone playing Oven decks? Well, so far, we've played against the same archetype twice. But yeah, Oven's definitely one of the better things to be doing at the moment. We might want some... We might just want to play some, like, actual factual Bedevil. Just because, like, Bedevil, what's it called? Bedevil, destroys artifacts. Okay. Mortify is still around. Yeah, I want to kill Oven more than I want to kill Trail of Breadcrumbs, if I'm being honest. So I assume we'll see them. Wow, they didn't bring the cat back in response. That's a decision. No, I think Angrass Rampage is not good enough because there's so much food laying around. Yeah, Rampage will basically never hit the Oven. Rampage was only playable because you wanted it to kill turn 2 Oko. Legion's End does not banish the cats if they have Witch's Oven out, so I don't think Legion's End is good enough. I like how blocking just, like, doesn't do anything here if they sack it. Wow, they just let it die. That's funny. I'm gonna hold on to my Fabled Passage for now, because we might use it to kill something later, and it's an untapped land guaranteed, so... I think Jeskai Fires is probably great. The Cavalier build of Jeskai Fires is likely very good. Cry kills kitties, exiles kitties. That is very true. Cry gets the cat. It's unfortunate I don't have one more thing to sacrifice here. I'm gonna go ahead and do this in response. Huh. Maybe Murderous Rider is just not playable. If just like everyone and their brother is playing Oven decks. Like this card's really bad in the face of Oven. Doesn't get to go on an adventure. Yeah, Deckmaster's down, Marty. What are they playing white for? That's a good question. We actually haven't seen any white cards yet, right? Thanks for the 10 months, Pinky. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Ethereal Absolution. Yeah, that's true. Crokies had tweeted an Ethereal Absolution variation. This is probably the Crokies build. Absolution deals with opposing cats. Claim the Firstborn, looking super awkward here. They know about the next Chandra here. Would Obnix's removal spell be an ab substitute for Rider? Why would that be the case? A lot of these removal spells are not good because of Witch's Oven. Is the TLDR. This was a very good draw. Jettle Lobot coming in hot with that brand new huge sub. Thank you for that generosity. Tier 3 subs support me a whole lot extra, so they get to submit a deck every single month. Feel free to use the form on my website here to do that. I appreciate you keeping me around. Oh no, I subbed on the wrong channel. Well, were you trying to sub to someone who was hosting me, maybe? I've heard people do that before. Like they've tried to sub. I mean, has Wolf seemed like a problem? Without Oko to constantly pump out food for Wicked Wolf, I think it's much less of a problem. Oh, you subbed from the wrong account. I got you. Oh, I'd like to claim that Firstborn as my own. Well, I appreciate it either way. One complimentary timeout, please. We got you, Nozer. Thanks for keeping me around. I appreciate the third of a year. Forklift Professional, thanks for the 5 months. Alright, do they have a removal spell here? If they don't have a removal spell for Rankle, they seem like they're in a pretty bad spot. This card's great. I like slamming people with this one. Murderous Rider's been a little bit underwhelming so far. I think I want some Bedevils. Tibalt is maybe a card that could be back a card on the board. Yeah, I think that's not an unreasonable card to include. Hey, thanks for some gift goons. So even though they don't have a creature in play, I'm making us each sack a creature because this is their goose. So I'd like to be rid of that. Is Judy unplayable? It's not that Judith is unplayable so much as just I felt like she was worse than my other 3-drops in the past. Maybe we want a couple Judiths in the main deck in these Murderous Rider slots, because Murderous Rider seems a little underwhelming. Judy isn't necessarily stellar with Chandra. Is another thing. Yeah, Judy dies to a lot, and she doesn't synergize with Chandra well. Maybe I want to try some Bantus again. I could see that. If we want to go a little bit bigger. Yeah, she's like Mayhem Devil number 5. She is good with the cat. That's true. She is good with the cat. Maybe we should try 2 Judys. I've not been happy with Murderous Rider in the main deck. Hopefully we're not dead here. Okay, so opponents at a virtual 8? Is that right? They can gain 3, 4, 5? I'm just gonna claim the goose here. Yeah, Tibalt would definitely be good in this game here, right?
Remember this one?
Pioneer build around for Drake Haven. Yeah, probably. There's a lot of good cyclers. Put it through. Use the form on the website, Alex Jet. As always the. The Murderous Rider means attacking us is a little bit less good. But yeah, the fact that they have Oven Cat going and we don't is like a really big deal. I don't know that we're going to be able to close this game out before they drain us. If this had been a Bedevil to like interact with one of these ovens, we would have been pretty reasonable here. For people who are making card recommendations in chat, I'd always encourage you to make intelligent, reasonable card recommendations. So, if you can't tell me what problem you're fixing, I don't really want to hear about your card suggestion. Crusher doesn't do anything. They can eat like 3 food here. I think we're... This gives me outs, right? I guess not. They can gain 4 here. Yeah, having some way to either interact with the graveyard or interact with artifacts seems like a must. We'll play this third game without it, obviously, but we're gonna make some adjustments after this for sure. Opponent, like, also wasn't really pressuring our life total. Claim the Firstborn felt kind of medium. Let's try this. Noxious Grasp also wasn't very good. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I want to try and start with, like, Bedevil before I play something super narrow like Leyline. Like, Leyline's definitely good in explicitly this matchup, but I think overall it's kind of narrow. Yeah, that's the Bedevil's the artifact removal we're going to play. 100%. Well, I mean, Claim is still fine as, like, a 1-mana removal spell. So, like, it's less good when they have an oven, but it's still just, like, 1 mana kill your thing is, like, fine. Nah, I think that's just a different deck, Bob. I also think the green splash is a lot less free. Spyglass is not good when we're playing our own ovens. So Spyglass is a fine card, but, like, the card's like, we can't play Grafdigger's Cage either because we're, like, also doing stuff with our graveyard.
Anyone need a fire started? Say hi to my fiery friends.
Maybe I'm just supposed to play Theater of Horrors here, rather than, like, getting this down and attacking for one. Getting the Chandra down is good, though, in the event that we draw a, what's it called? In the event that we draw a Mayhem Devil.
I faced undead.
Kinda sweet.
I'm gone for now, but not forever.
Yeah, I agree with that too, Bob. And honestly, like, we've played main deck Tibalt in this archetype a number of times before too. So, like, the answer could just be main deck 2 Tibalt. Like, I have 2 Murderous Riders in my main I'm not super ecstatic about. So I think main decking Tibalt seems very reasonable. Alright, didn't get Wicked Wolfed. Step 1. Oh, could still get Wicked Wolfed. Nope, not yet. Yeah, Kaya exiles opposing ovens.
Want something banished?
Exiles any 1 mana permanent. Non-land 1 mana permanent. Not drawing any lands there is pretty unfortunate. Means we can't leverage the extra cards we're drawing. I think I'm just going up and then, like, play Cauldron Familiar, play Stormfist Crusader.
Passion within.
Theater and Chandra both feeling clunky here. Kaya does exile. So Kitty ate the dagger. What am I attacking? It has to be Kaya, right? Because they just have infinite food. Pretty sure it's just Kaya because they have infinite food. Why Tilt? Thanks for the 3-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I guess these attacks are actually kind of medium. Without a Mayhem Devil, I should have just gone up on this.
But you can't hit me again.
Yeah, I probably should have just gone up on that.
I know. I am hot, aren't I? This is just gonna be bad for you.
I guess just to like bring back the 2 cats and like make 2 food.
We're done here.
Or bring back 2 cats and make 1 food. Yeah, maybe claiming the cat is better. So I get better attacks in there and I don't lose the other Stormfist Crusader. And then I could just play Theater of Horrors instead of the 4-mana Chandra. I'm gonna go ahead and concede here. We stumbled pretty hard this game, and I just feel like we don't have the correct tools in our deck to beat what the opponent's doing. So let's fix that. Murderous Raiders are pretty medium. Other people are playing cat decks. Tibalt sounds great. Might even want a 3rd one in the sideboard, honestly. Chandra felt pretty slow and clunky there. I think I want some Bedevil here as well. Play less than 3 Noxious Grasp. Nah, I don't want to start with Leyline. I think we could probably... I think Leyline's like a fine nuclear option. But I don't know that I want the nuclear option to start. I want to see if it feels fine without doing that. Like in all of those games, Tibalt would have just won us the game because they couldn't life gain back out of it. And Tibalt's a better all-around card. Yeah, being able to make changes to our deck mid-playthrough, A++, definitely missed that feeling. Not being locked in for 5 matches and then having to play something else is great. I'm going to play the Stormfist Crusader here. Even though Priest and a Chandra is, like, really good, this gives me the better chance to hit my 3rd land on 3, which is what I prefer. Magic's a great game. Can you believe some people only play 22 lands in this archetype? I don't get it. People like stumbling and dying. People really like stumbling and dying. Nah, I think Tibalt's better, Aaron. Judah's kind of mediocre overall, and this card, like, actively solves a problem we have, which is people gaining a bunch of life. Yay, Magic. This is the part where they cast Flame Sweep. Sinister Sabotage. Yep. Sure. Yep. Holy crap, there's lands in my deck, chat. Wow, that shotgun is aggressive. Sure. Alright, so I'm gonna hit them for 2 here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and activate this, which puts them to 4, draws me a card, gives me enough mana to cast this Tibalt.
My assistants are painfully slow.
Am I dead to Expansion Explosion? I don't think so. We have 12, 13 mana that only does 9. Nah, it's pretty unnecessary, I think, in my experience, Greyas. I like the part where my opponent's deck didn't do anything. That was my favorite part about this game, is the part where their deck didn't do anything. Here's hoping we can draw a 4th untapped land and kill them with Rankle. This is worse against a counterspell, but like they've already played 2 Sabotage, so like maybe this works. Okay, Bonecrusher Giant seems pretty medium. Claim the Firstborn seems pretty bad. Do I want Bedevil here? I feel like I don't. I think I'm just gonna click submit. Like this. Extra Tibalt, extra Theater of Horrors. Duress, Bonecrusher out. For Claim the Firstborn out. Sword of the Storm, thanks for the 3rd of year. Yeah, I would bet that Reclamation's pretty bad in a post-ban world. I think a lot of these aggro decks beat it up pretty nicely. Chat, there's standard deck submissions in the queue. That's so exciting. There haven't been standard deck submissions in so long. What is standard? Baby, don't hurt me. There's not a syncopate in this format, right? I don't think so. Yeah, you stop that, cat opponent. Yeah, I know Quench exists, but Quench doesn't really. We don't have the option to play around Quench there, right? I don't even care about Moto's appearance so much. It's just that the rate of play on Arena is honestly the biggest upside in my opinion. As someone who, like, appreciates the graphics, but, like, they're not the main draw to playing Magic for me, just the fact that I can play Magic very quickly is super appealing. We got Dub's Rankle here, so I'm just gonna head to the Space Jam. You know, the game log doesn't track what lands you revealed to Port Town type lands. You have to go to the revealed zone instead. It's a feature, Marty. Bob the Mighty One, thank you for the quarter of your support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Kind of surprised they attacked with this. I'm just supposed to YOLO Rankle again here. I attacked with the wrong one. Remember that time I attacked with the wrong one? Pepperidge Farm remembers. I'm gonna hang on to this just in case they have Flame Sweep. As soon to be dad, I stopped playing anything but aggro decks because time is of the essence. The Oko mirrors were like marathons. That's definitely true. I heard a lot of that. My cat's actually not attacking anyways, so I'm just gonna wait because we could draw Mayhem Devil. Every time... Nothing but net, chat. Every time Stormfist Crusader triggers, you're just like, yep. Please give me cards, thank you. Should just be dead. Well, I don't even know. I can't even fathom what could possibly be in their hand at this point. Is it just like a bunch of expansion explosions, or like what's the deal? Just like Chemist's Insights and expansion explosions? They did a whole lot of nothing and then died. I guess we'll never know. I mean, to set a low bar, Joe Biden's much better than the orange bigot we have in the White House now. But that's a pretty low bar to clear. But yeah, status quo Joe is not who I would prefer to win the nomination either. I'm gonna bottom the second oven here. Thanks for the 20 months, Night Stars. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I'll be voting in the primary for someone that's gonna provide some actual change. What are my stances on Pete? I think Pete's a very good public speaker, and he's good at articulating his thoughts. I think he's wasting some of his time trying to pander and appeal to Trump voters. I also was not a big fan of his pivot on his Medicare for All stance. A lot of people seem worried that the primary will pick a candidate that can't win versus Trump. The idea of electability is nonsense. Electability is a lie. electability doesn't exist. If Donald Trump can win an election, anyone can win an election. Yes, generally speaking, electability is our racist and sexist dog whistles. When people talk about electable, they mean straight, white, male, and Christian. Those are the 4 categories that people use to describe electable. And that's nonsense. Christians becoming flexible, see the president. I mean, to be fair, Donald Trump wasn't exactly marketed as electable. The trying to measure who can or can't beat Trump is nonsense, though. It's not something you can really measure. I mean, to be fair, if you stick your fingers in your ears and you ignore all of reality, maybe you could think Trump is okay. Yeah, Yang's interesting. The fact that he's brought UBI to, the fact that he's brought UBI to a more large stage is good, but like his policies on like a VAT tax and stuff like that, or like how he wants to get to his policy proposals, I think are fundamentally not necessarily great. Stick your fingers in your ear as and ignore all of reality is my favorite punk song. I try, Marty. VAT taxes are inherently regressive because people who make more money don't fundamentally spend more money. Did Yang also pivot on Medicare for All? Because if that's true, he's fully dead to me, as far as a candidate I'd consider. How aggressive do I want to be here? This blocks their 2/2. Do I want to trade Priest for this? Is that the case? I don't know. If I like draw a good card here, if I like have an okay draw step, I could activate Priest next turn, which is huge. I don't know if I'm into trading Priest there. Medicare for All, followed by probably gun control, are my two biggest voting points for 2020. It's a shame Sanders isn't a decade younger. Sanders definitely is someone that's been around to like do what he think is right for a while now. Oh, Chandra. How about a brick? Climate change is another important one for me personally. Yeah, that too. I have children. Biden, Trump, and Bernie Sanders would all be the oldest elected president if they win in 2020. Just to make my position on guns abundantly clear, I don't think we need to get rid of all of them, but I think if you think you need an AR-15, fuck you. You don't need to have that as a toy while children are dying. That's all I got. What about the hogs? Yep. I think we've died. I think we're actually just dead here. Or we're bouncing during map keep. Oh, they just like misclicked. Joke's on you. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Thanks for the 2 months, Halford. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, top of our deck was not particularly friendly there to us. Tibalt seems like it's just gonna get attacked in the air, which seems not ideal. I think I'm in for a couple Bedevils here as extra removal. Oh, I could have eaten the food. Yeah, it didn't matter. I should have eaten the food, but the top of our deck was so bad that it didn't matter. Yang did not deviate from Medicare for All. The difference between his and Sanders that he won't dismantle private insurance, and the goal is to outperform private. Yeah, so part of the problem with that is, and that's Pete's position too, part of the problem is when you leave private insurance intact, you lose out on some of the savings from Medicare for All. So one of the big benefits to Medicare for All removing the privatization of insurance from the country is that it simplifies billing overall, and that saves hospitals money, which then means they can charge less, so they don't lose as much money if Medicare for All is paying them less. So like, from an ideal standpoint, I understand the you don't want to get rid of the privatization of it. But from a what actually happened standpoint, there are actual tangible benefits, actually getting rid of the public pool of it. Thanks for the 13 months, Jace. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Well, if this lives and we do this, we're in a good spot. I expect they have a ton of Bonecrusher Giants and Shocks, though, so I'd be pretty surprised if we untap with this. Do-do-do-do. No FUD here, please.
Go get 'em, buddies.
Thanks for the 14 months, Mir. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I think that's probably fair, Steric. Leaving private insurance is fine as long as you can't opt out of paying for Medicare for All. I don't know, the added billing costs to hospitals is still real, though. What is FUD? FUD stands for fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Yeah, that's exactly it. My wife's a doctor, and her firm thinks it would be a wash because they wouldn't have to file claims to hundreds of different insurance companies. It's a lot of admin. Yeah, that is exactly correct. One of the FUD things, the fear, uncertainty, and doubt things that people bring up as a negative to Medicare for All is they talk about, you know, the Medicare rate for things is less than like the private insurance rate for hospitals, but hospitals would save money on the back end because they're not billing tons of different things anymore. That's how it works out in practicality. Yeah, not surprised to see that die. Like I said, playing red in the flash deck, one of the big draws is playing all of these shocks. Think we're just jamming Rankle here and getting quenched or essence scattered or whatever. The bans are in effect on Arena already. They had a super quick turnaround. It was awesome. Crab Cake, thanks for the Prime support. Welcome to Hoaglandia. Yeah, feeling kind of dead, man. Opponent definitely just gave us the runaround here. These games did not feel particularly close. Thanks for the 10 bucks, Bounty Hunter. I appreciate the support. Post-ban Sultai Keftit. Yeah, 10 out of 10. Let's do it. Thanks. Yeah, we're looking forward. I'm planning to do an arena segment every single day this week. And then if the numbers are good and there's demand for it, we'll go back to doing standard every afternoon like we were. A little bit of Magic Online, Pioneer / Modern in the mornings, and then standard every afternoon. I mean, to be fair, Tom, like I said, like, the thing that doesn't really surprise me is that, like, they don't really need to support me, right? Because, like, I'm going to be here being honest, telling them, like, whether or not they've done a good or bad job regardless of if they pay me. So, like, they don't really need to work with me. The Pioneer update is separate from the normal rest of the updates. Pioneer bans for the past couple of weeks have been about 3 to 4 p.m. Pacific, which is about 5 hours from now. Yeah, we're super dead. This thing's huge, and they've got 3 things waiting in the wings here. Zarat, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. What do I do with all my Noxious Grasps? I don't know. All right, let's play one more with this, and then I think we're gonna put together a bad deck or two. Can we play a bad deck? Who wants to play bad decks? Nah, I'm pretty over trying to guess what Wizard's gonna do. Yeah, I expect they'll take something out of the black deck. I don't know what they're gonna take out of the black deck, but I think they're gonna take something out of the black aggro deck. Nah, I think we're gonna play some Improbable Alliance. Improbable Alliance is calling my name. You're playing Grixis Alliance? I think I want to do Grixis. I don't know. Hey, thanks for the 14 months, Poshek. Nicol Bolas is a heck of a drug. Why do I think they're taking something out of Black Aggro? Because it was the best performing deck at the Invitational and the PTQ on Magic Online. We also played it on stream, and it was the easiest 5-0 I've had in a long time, so I would bet it's just, like, generically very good. Thanks for the 17 months there, Pie Guy. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Really hoping to draw a cat here. Or an untapped land, I suppose. Oh, I needed to be more specific. I needed an untapped red. I needed to be able to claim this, play this, and then activate this. That's super unfortunate. Okay, I think we're dead here. Shouldn't they wait a week to see if the format can adjust? Not just, the idea that there's like this big secret thing that nobody knows about is silly. And if they wait a week to always wait for something to adjust, they're literally just like never gonna make changes at an appropriate rate. Especially when like the things they probably want to remove are cards that were like likely gonna be problems when the format started. So like seeing them develop into problems is like expected. They can also unban stuff later, yeah. Yeah, there's just so much Magic Online data. I think I want to trim some Chandras. I don't know that I want to cut all of them, but trimming some seems fine. I'm gonna trim around the edges on the rest of this. I'm not quite sure what I want to do here. Yeah, we don't have any data on our front end, but WotC on the back end has just like infinite information available. I'm so confused, chat. All of the streamers in the Magic category are playing a video game. They're not playing spreadsheets. It's weird what playable formats do for a client. Just gonna fetch now for the auto pass value. How much is viewership up today over last Monday? That's a good question. Stream summary. Monday, November 11th, we peaked at 1,600 viewers. Was the peak. So I think we hit 1,800 at one point today, or 1,700. It's a little bit higher. The average viewer count is more telling than the peak though. So I won't be able to like look at the average viewer count until we're done with the stream for the day, obviously. Standard is less green today. It is from the crypt. Thanks for the biddies. Ace, thanks for the 2 months. Welcome back. I appreciate it. Hey, Nick. Hope life's treating you swell. It's been a hot second. That's true too. I think I would expect it's gonna take a little bit for the news to get around that like standard is actually updated. Like I didn't have standard on my schedule originally today because I wasn't expecting them to be updated today. Always keep in mind, if you're going to critique or criticize a deck that I'm playing on stream, expect to take a 10-minute break if you're not constructive and specific about it. If you think a deck's bad, talk about specifics of why you think it's bad. If you think it could be made better, talk about that. But just like, you know, medium takes like this deck doesn't seem that good, you're gonna take a slide on over. We're not playing 4 Noxious Grasp anymore, but this card is still plenty playable. Card's super reasonable. All right, I believe in drawing spells. Can we do it? Can we draw a spell? Would be nice. Yeah, Sassy Magikarp, good to be back. Variety is the spice of life. Well, I mean, that's a spell, but it doesn't really do anything, right? Did I even cast it? I feel like I don't. I think I'm just passing. I feel like I want to play Jeskai Fires and an Alliance deck today. The things I would like to do. Gross. Hey, look, a distraction. I want to just get my hand empty here. So I think I'm going to do this. It basically like kills their 1/1 and gains 5. Unless they have if they have another questing beast, it doesn't gain 5. That would be bad. But if this has to hit her, I'm pretty okay with that. Yep. Yikes. I don't know. I don't know if I want to play this all day tomorrow. I think this deck is fine, but like this is like most aggro decks in Magic, like it's a pretty low player input, I'm blanking on the word that I'm thinking of at the moment, but your control agency is the word I'm looking for. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Low player agency decks. Like, there are some neat choices in here, but for the most part, you're just like doing your thing and trying to curve out and hoping that your curve out's good enough. If my goal is to win, I probably just want to play an aggro deck that's like got Embercleave in it, like the Knight deck if I want to play a low player agency deck. Yeah, I feel like if I think I should play a low player agency deck, I should probably play something like Mardu Knights. All right, we're gonna play some Grixis Alliance, and we're gonna play some Jeskai Fires. I think it's the last two more decks today. Before we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and hit a quick ad roll.